Hello and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News on the Hour. I am Ebunlomo Oguntoye. The former Super Eagles captain has been presented to the public as its new coach in Abuja 2 weeks after Stephen Keshi was sacked. Sunday Olise has been unveiled by the Nigeria Football Federation, replacing sacked Stephen Keshi as Super Eagles coach. The 40-year-old was the overwhelming favorite to be handed the role after the big boss was shown the exit door by the Nigerian Football Federation. President Muhammadu Buhari gave an assurance on Tuesday in Abuja that his administration will honor all international trade agreements that will directly improve the living conditions of Nigerians. Speaking at an audience with the outgoing ambassador of Turkey to Nigeria, Mustafa Pulat, President Buhari said under his leadership, the federal government will give special attention to the implementation of such agreements, especially in the provision of infrastructure, good education and job opportunities. Commending the ambassador's efforts to expand areas of bilateral cooperation between Nigeria and Turkey, President Buhari applauded the growth of trade between both countries in recent years. The president also praised the outgoing ambassador's positive impact on education in Nigeria as reflected in the increased number of Turkish schools and universities in Nigeria. Pulat told the president that during his 2.5 years in Abuja, he focused on ensuring better cultural, educational and trade relations between Nigeria and Turkey. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday held a meeting with more permanent secretaries in continuation of his interaction with the administrative heads of ministries. The series of meetings are targeted at getting more information on the state of affairs in government establishment. The permanent secretaries gave an insight into their session with the president in an interview with State House correspondents. The United States government has delivered one of its strongest rebuke of Boko Haram in recent times. It says the brutality and barbarism of the group knows no bound in view of the recent attacks by the insurgents on the countries in the West African region. The U.S. also condemned recent suicide bombings in Chad, Cameroon, Niger, and Nigeria. In a statement on Tuesday by the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria, the U.S. Department of State's spokesperson, John Kirby, stated that the U.S. strongly condemns the horrific and indiscriminate suicide attacks on the Grand March in the Chadian capital of N'Djamena on Saturday, as well as attacks in Cameroon, Niger, and Nigeria. The U.S. government, however, praised the security forces of the three countries for their timely responses to the attacks. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday held a meeting with more permanent secretaries in continuation of his interaction with the administrative heads of ministries. The series of meetings are targeted at getting more information on the state of affairs in the government establishment. The permanent secretaries gave an insight into their session with the president in an interview with State House correspondents. Speaker of the House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara says the leadership tussle in the All Progressives Congress caucus of the House was almost over. Dogara, who spoke while addressing some APC youths under the aegis of the APC Youth Mobilizers and Professionals who visited the National Assembly, and said it would announce the principal officers of the House on July 21. He said there had been a series of meetings to resolve the crisis in the party and that there were positive signs that the crisis was nearing its end. However, Dogara did not specify whether the names to be announced on July 21st would be the same as those recommended by the leadership of the APC, or he would stick to his position that each of the 6 geopolitical zones in the country should have 1 seat. Senate President Bukola Saraki has moved to douse the controversy generated by his tweet on the confirmation of newly appointed service chiefs. He had, in his response to inquiries on the Senate confirmation erroneously noted that only ministers and heads of parastatals are required to be confirmed by senators. But the Senate president has now denied, saying that the Senate does not need to screen or confirm the new service chiefs. It said through its chief press secretary, Sani Onogu, that it was only responding to inquiries on whether the Senate was consulted before the appointment was announced. Saraki's media aide claimed in a statement that his principal had in response tweeted that the appointment of service chiefs is the exclusive function of the president as stipulated by the Constitution. He added that the comment is now being misinterpreted to say the Senate will neither screen nor confirm the new service chiefs. The CPS also drew attention to a new tweet by the Senate president where he indicated that the earlier position was not up to date and does not represent the position of the Senate president on the issue of screening of the newly appointed service chiefs. He pointed out that the Senate will perform its constitutional duty when it receives communication from the president on the appointment. It's the CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take a break and return with more reports. Stay with us.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
Talk to your husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Because some people will stand for Yoruba land, will be strong man, we don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Many thanks for being there with us. And for more on CoreTV News, you can visit our social media platforms. On Facebook, facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle, @CoreTV News NG. For videos on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave space the news. A federal high court in Abuja has granted bail to the former governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, on self-recognition after several days in prison. It also granted bail to his two sons, Aminul and Mustafa, in the sum of 25 million naira each before setting a September 28 trial date. In his ruling, Justice Gabriel Kolawole held that the prosecution counsel Chile Okoroma did not provide enough reasons that the accused persons will evade justice if granted bail. Defense counsel Joe Agie had, for his part, insisted that his client won't jump bail.
We are satisfied with the conditions granted. Well, we wait for the trial in Kano. We are prepared to face the prosecution whenever they are ready. They are stringent, but we are going to meet them because we have a civil servant here, we have people with properties here, ready and willing to take them on bail.
Governor Kezia Ikpeazu of Abia State has banned the washing of cars on tarred roads. The governor said detergents used by car washers have damaging effect on coal tars. Ikpeazu, who announced the ban on Monday while inspecting road projects in Aba and Umahia, said his administration would roll out new policies on the maintenance of public facilities in the state. He expressed sadness over the activities of car washers on roads and called on residents to imbibe a maintenance culture that would help safeguard public facilities in the state. Meanwhile, Ikpeazu has given contractors a 50 days ultimatum to complete road projects, while assuring residents of the state that at least 80% of the job would be completed before his first 100 days in office. In all, 21 road projects have been awarded in different parts of the state. Few days after street beggars in Kaduna State threatened a protest over a recent ban order, Governor Nasir El-Rufai has visited them at the rehabilitation center. He urged them to be ready to be engaged in productive activities instead of begging on the streets. But first, he promised to rehabilitate the rehabilitation center itself.
Children of destitute in Kaduna cheering and welcoming Governor Nasir El-Rufai to the rehabilitation center. Coming few days after the beggars are threatened a protest over its recent ban order, it was clear that the governor was in a visit to appease them. El-Rufai made promises of training to ensure they are engaged in ventures that are more productive than begging.
It's not just to say people are off the streets, but to train those that need to help themselves and to give them financial support, microcredit, to start some kind of small business so that they will be on their own. We don't want to see beggars on the street of Kaduna, but we don't want to have beggars off the streets without an option. So we're working on the option. The initial knee-jerk strategy was to repatriate the beggars back to their home states. I have put a stop to that. Everyone that comes to Kaduna is a citizen of this state. We should take care of him here. Sending them back to their states is not solving the problem. We will solve the problem here in Kaduna. We overriding need to secure the lives and properties of the 8 million people that live in Kaduna state is superior to that of those that think they have the right to beg. Begging is not a profession. Begging is humiliation. We don't believe in it. We want to empower our people so that they don't beg.
For many of them, seeing the governor in their midst is enough to make them happy. They are happier that he made promises to rehabilitate them in the aftermath of the ban on the street begging. Christopher is one of the beggars that is willing to take up the government's offer. It will be recalled that the beggars had earlier protested on Saturday over the ban order. They had argued that the ban was the governor's subtle way of tagging them terrorists. Hence, they need to take legal action against him and the state government for defamation.
More than 100 deaf and dumb persons in a protest in Benin City are calling on Edo State's government, stakeholders and well-meaning personalities to stop the marginalization in the areas of employment and empowerment. They are grouped persons in a peaceful protest to the Secretariat of the Nigeria Union of Journalists appealed for more teachers and learning materials that will make them useful citizens in the state. Our correspondent filed in this report.
The aggrieved persons with disability, flanked by few friends and parents holding placards of various inscriptions, lamented their worsening situation following the sack of Edo Yes workers, however, called on Governor Adams Oshiomhole to intervene as they cannot hide in silence. An interpreter, Godwin Aye Cynthia, however, assisted to communicate their growls.
They are trying to break out of the silence, to cry out and also to lay their complaint so that members of the general public will be aware that they are here with the NUJ press secretariat because they know that the pen is more powerful than the sword, that they want to appeal to you to please use your pen to carry out their complaint to the general public and the governor and to all concerned to please employ them and also empower them.
Meanwhile, the state NUJ chairman, Desmond Agbabama, assured them that their complaints will get to the appropriate quarters, while he appealed that they should go about their peaceful protests.
And that we are very passionate about it. And our heart is very heavy over their state. And that as the mouthpiece of the voiceless, the NUJ, we carry their message to the appropriate quarter through radio, television. As they have come here, NUJ is voice for the voiceless.
The group later left the NUJ Council Secretariat to Government House Benin to further press home their demands.
Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode on Tuesday paid an unscheduled visit to the Ikotun-Ejigbo Road, assuring the residents that work on the road will commence within the next 1 week. Governor Ambode, who describes the state of the road as unacceptable, assured residents who trooped out to hear from him that the road will get a facelift very soon. He said the road was too strategic as it serves as a major link road connecting several local governments. Hence, it could not be left at the state which it was. The governor therefore directed the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Works, Paul Bangboye Martins, and the general manager, Lagos State Public Works Corporation, Ayatunde Shudende, to move immediately to the area to commence work within the next 48 hours. He also appealed to residents for understanding when the construction commences, saying that the State Public Works will be mobilized to provide palliative measures to ease the traffic gridlock often experienced by motorists plying the route on a daily basis due to the condition of the road. As part of efforts geared at ensuring maximum security in Imo State, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps State Command has apprehended fleets vandals. The Deputy Governor, Eze Madumere, who acted promptly on behalf of Governor Rocha Sokorocha, visited the command on hearing the development. Receiving the Deputy Governor, the Commandant Pedro Awili introduced himself to heads of the command while speaking on the various achievements of the command. Ajibade Awofeso has more.
As part of effort geared at ensuring maximum security in Imo State, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps State Command has apprehended fleets vandals. The Deputy Governor, Eze Madumere, who acted promptly on behalf of Governor Rocha Sokorocha, visited the command on hearing the development. Receiving the Deputy Governor, the Commandant Pedro Awili Ideba introduced him to heads of the command while speaking on various achievements of the command.
This is what they are doing. The criminal has devised a sophisticated method of defrauding the people of this great state, and we say no, it cannot happen.
Some criminals pretending to load their vehicles with sand were also apprehended to have been conveying crude oil suspected to be stolen from vandalized pipeline points. Ideba said this group was apprehended at Okigwe Road as they were about to park at Jonal Ventures filling station with the intent to offload the stolen crude oil.
We arrested this truck at Ikeju, and when they sighted us, the driver escaped, the owner escaped. They were able to arrest the driver, arrest the mechanic who came to service it. On motion, the driver allowed the car and jumped out of the car on motion and escaped. They were arrested the mechanic, and we are going to get the owners and even the driver. This is it. It's carrying a full load of crude oil.
Meanwhile, EED cable vandalizers were also arrested and admitted to the crime while responding to the Deputy Governor.
So I dig it out.
So is it not a live wire?
So it's a live wire. No, that one is not a live wire. So after selling it, so
I don't know where he first one he did. Yes, was the fish pond. Fish pond. He shared the money. Of course, I brought the money.
The Deputy Governor in return thanked the NSCDC command and urged them to keep the good work up while assuring them maximum support of the Imo State government. Ajibade Awofeso, CoreTV News, Owerri.
We'll take another break and we'll be back with more reports. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
And now outside Nigeria, Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu of South Africa has been admitted to a Cape Town hospital on Tuesday for treatment to a persistent infection. The daughter, who is also Reverend Canon Tutu, said the family hoped he will be able to return home in a day or two. Meanwhile, Desmond Tutu and his wife Leah, in celebration of their 60th wedding anniversary a few days ago, stood before the congregation at the Holy Cross Anglican Church in Orlando, West Soweto, at a ceremony conducted by their daughter, Canon Tutu, to renew their marriage vows. Worshippers giggled as she led her parents in the reaffirmation of their vows, first asking her father, exactly in her words, "Dad, do you acknowledge Mom as your wedded wife?" Tutu says, I do. After asking her mother the same question, the couple read their vows. When it was all done, one of the country's favorite couple sealed their renewed vows with a kiss. When photographers asked them to kiss some more, Leah, who is 83, said, "We have been kissing for 60 years now, people, and you still want us to kiss again." That's quite interesting. And now, the management of Transmission Company of Nigeria yesterday said the nation has achieved a new electricity transmission peak of 4,545 megawatts through its national network. In a statement endorsed by its general manager, Public Affairs, Seun Olagunju, the feat was achieved at 21.45 hours 2 days ago. The previous power transmission peak of 4,517 megawatts was attained on December 23, 2012. TNC management informed the general public that electricity wheeling to the distribution companies has improved to over 4,000 megawatts due to improvement in fuel supply to the power generation plants. TACN assures that it will continue to work towards enhancing its power wheeling capability and reliability of the network to be able to deliver more quality electricity from the generation plants to the discos nationwide. Meanwhile, the federal government has signed a one-year extension of its current management contract for the TCN with Manitoba Hydro International Limited of Canada. The extension follows a 3-year management contract signed in 2012 to manage TCN's electrical power transmission system operation and market operation undertakings, as well as train TCN personnel. And that's it on the news for the hour. Many thanks for watching. I am Tepuloma.